You know, at this point, I think the greatest actual psychiatrist out there could sit down with someone at Sony and Avi Arad and actually try to slowly talk out with them what exactly they are doing with the Spider-Man franchise. And by the time those people involved with Spider-Man would be done, I'm pretty sure the psychologist and everybody involved would actually retire because they wouldn't be able to come up with a solid conclusion that presents any sort of reasoning that a human being can rationalize. Now, of course, today we got another topic that is going to be about the upcoming Spider-Man spin-offs that aren't actually spinning off from any Spider-Man. Yep, need a PhD on that one. That are, of course, going to involve Silver Sable and the Black Cat. Now, I've already talked about some of the stuff like the synopsis that talks about the Black Cat and Silver Sable and how I actually think that that could be a good movie within itself if, you know, it actually made sense and it involved Spider-Man, but of course it doesn't. But who knows, the movie still might actually end up just being a good movie. Now we're here to talk about the second part of that report, which was actually talking about some of the other characters that would be introduced in this movie. So first up would be the character of Dominik Fortune, who has had associations with Avengers, but I'm assuming in this one they would most likely use the World Counter-Terrorism Agency version, which I would assume somehow would be involved with Silver Sable. Next up would be the one and only Jessica Drew, aka Spider-Woman. Now, of course, Spider-Woman doesn't actually have any relation to Spider-Man, completely different characters, completely different set of powers, so why she would be here and why she's in a Spider-Man spin-off movie, but it's not gonna involve Spider-Man, okay, sure. After that, there would also be Sergio Kravinoff, aka Kraven the Hunter. Now, in the scheme of how they're saying this, that's going to take place in South America and all that, I could honestly see Kraven the Hunter being a pretty good character. You know, oh, he's out to hunt the elusive Black Cat. That's his thing. That's honestly cool. That could work. But once again, taking Kraven away from the MCU would probably be the dumbest mistake you could possibly make. And after Kraven would also see Tombstone. Now, honestly, Tombstone, I could see this as a character that would be another very good fit in here. Obviously, he has, you know, extremely good fighting skills, and he's a great marksman, so that's something really cool. Plus, the razor-sharp teeth that he has, honestly, I think would be very awesome to see, and if this was a little bit of a darker movie, you could do a lot with that, maybe like him biting into flesh and things like that, so that's really cool. So, quite an interesting array of characters. Now, the big thing about these is if they're appearing in this, you're probably not going to be seeing many of these characters actually appearing in the MCU. Now, for a lot of people, that's probably going to cause a lot of concerns, considering we would want to see a lot of these characters appear alongside Spider-Man and fighting Spider-Man. But seeing how these movies will be controlled by Avi Arad, you could probably kiss that goodbye. Now, if Norman Osborn is in fact in this, you could probably see them using these characters that we've listed in here, and there's enough of them, to possibly do their Sinister Six film, which we know is still in development at some stage. So, rather interesting. Lots of worries here, for my part at least. I don't want this at all. And I'm pretty sure many of you will agree, which if you do, you can let me know your concerns down below.